The Bad Batch Episode 13, Pabu. After helping feed Genoa during an exchange in a seedy neighborhood with some criminals who attempted to kill her in the process, the Bad Batch afterwards end up getting a transmission from Sid, who complains about getting ghosted by them for the past 20 cycles, and then both reminding and threatening them that she knows their secrets and isn't one to be crossed. Not keen to return to Sid at all, just like the rest of us watching, V takes the lead and convinces the clones to travel to a new set of coordinates, which in turn takes them to an island called Pabu on an undisclosed planet, which she calls her home away from home. The batch quickly learn that Pabu is a tropical paradise, filled with many refugees who escaped problems elsewhere to start a new life here, which is something that they can kinda relate with and themselves are tempted with after not wanting to deal with the Empire or Sid anymore. And much of this episode is exactly the batch enjoying life on Pabu, especially Omega, who makes a friend with the mayor's daughter, and this does not go unnoticed with Hunter and Tech, who both realize that Pabu is surely a better suited place for a young girl to be raised than what they've been doing thus far. But while everything is truly fantastic on this island, I kept wondering the whole time, okay, but what's the twist that's gonna be happening here? Is it gonna turn out to be the whole classic looks can be deceiving and the villagers here have some crazy or freaky ritual on sacrificing kids, specifically young girls? Which may sound crazy, but there are literally no kids shown in this episode other than Omega and the mayor's daughter. No, really, rewatch the episode. They're the only two kids here, which is kinda weird, and also why I was thinking about this theory, but yeah, either that or I don't know, maybe the Empire will come to invade, since Hunter does bring up that topic of the mayor who seems to be completely unfazed by it. Point is, I knew something had to give, as things were just going too perfectly, and then we finally do get the main conflict of the story, which is a tsunami. And go figure that the same day the batch arrived that such a rare natural event would occur. And that's definitely not a lack of creativity on the writer's part, I can tell you that right now. Regardless, aside from Hunter having to save Omega and the mayor's daughter using the Marauder, everyone else on the island does manage to safely evacuate on time, resulting in no casualties other than, of course, all of the damage done on Lower Pabu. And at the end of the episode, the batch do agree to remain on Pabu for a while to help the locals rebuild. A good decision considering they're not exactly in a rush to go anywhere else. Overall, this episode was tame but fine. After the last two good episodes that we did have, I see this one as a sort of a break to help catch our breath. As with only 3 episodes left this season, I'm assuming things are going to get wild pretty fast. And suffice to say, we won't be getting any more slower episodes. That said, this is somewhat of a forgettable episode. Yeah, I did like that the batch now have swapped to brand new outfits yet again, this time kind of resembling more like smugglers or pirates than, say, elite soldiers, which was interesting. And I'm glad that they weren't pressured into going back to work for Sid, which is the last thing we want them doing side quests for her in the final 3 episodes. Plus, the opening was kind of fun too. Which makes me curious if that was their first mission for Fee, or had they also done a few others for her off screen too? Given how long that they've been ignoring Sid after all, then who knows? But other than that, there really wasn't that much to pick out here other than, say, a lot of the Pabu scenes were visually pleasing and easy on the eyes. Which is, well, the whole point. It's a pretty episode, you gotta give it that. Also, it seems like the writers are trying to make Tech and Fee a thing, too? which is kind of amusing as I didn't notice any sparks between them before, so this kinda felt somewhat random. But whatever, sure, if they can make this crush more convincing in the next episode, then maybe I'll believe it. But yeah, not much else to say here. I'm pretty sure Sid isn't done with them just yet, and considering that the Empire is after Omega now, then there could be a chance that they put a bounty on her and, maybe Sid decides to cash in. As for all we know, she probably put a tracker on the Marauder and that will lead the Empire to Pabu. Or maybe not, but Sid will definitely play some part against the Batch soon. How they're gonna go about that, I'm interested to see, but hopefully it will be good. All in all, this episode serves as the calm before the storm, and I feel that we're in for 3 bangers coming up. Which, considering the last 2 we got, then I definitely believe the writing team has it in them to give us yet a thrilling finish to the season. Because boy, does the Bad Batch need it. And that was my take on this episode of The Bad Batch. Let me know what you all thought about the episode in the comments below. And if you haven't already, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.